So what actually works? It's a little, you say it's simple, but it's way more complex than that. So what actually works? A revenue engine, not a lead gen program, not some tactic that you read about on LinkedIn that someone posted about. You really need a system where you're positioning, your channels, your content all need to point the buyer, all need to talk to the same buyer, and they need to compound over time. We know the average buying cycle could be over 200 days. That means you're not seeing one LinkedIn post from you or one email or one ad and then becoming a customer. So what it looks like in practice, and this is based on one of our ERP consulting clients. They were about at 3.5 million. The classic referral dependent that I've been talking about. When you ask who do they serve, they would give you a list of 8 industries. It could be nonprofits, distribution, manufacturing, and the website, something generic. Something like where we help growing businesses with ERP implementation. Just could be anybody. And so what do? We pulled the last 20 deals that they had. And once you started going into HubSpot, you could just see that the pattern was pretty obvious. Their best clients, the highest margin, the fastest close, the longest retention even, were all food and beverage manufacturers. Now we're starting to get into understanding who do they actually serve best. And when you narrow that down for positioning ERP implementation for food and beverage manufacturers around this specific revenue size, you're starting to really be able to pinpoint the problems and challenges that companies of that size can have. By the end of that year, the close rate went from 22 to 41%, and we helped them increase their average deal size about 35%. And what was the most impactful for them was the sales cycle. Now, they dropped it from 9 to 4.5 months because prospects saw immediately, these people knew my business and they get us. And that didn't mean like more leads. It actually was fewer leads because they got more better fit opportunities. And the pipeline, we could actually start forecasting.